Like these. Welcome into our NBA TV studios. I'm Kristen Ledlow. He's our Hall of Famer, Isaiah Thomas. And we both want to welcome Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, thank you.
Jay Crossover, the former 8th overall pick, the 3-time 6th man. We're so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm with two legends.
One.
NBA 75 legend and a young legend in the making.
Now, you know you're getting fined tonight, right?
What?
You know why you're getting fined, right?
Why? No tie?
What? Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
But no,
I knew it.
You're going to get fined. You're going to get fined.
he hits the age cutoff, though,
I
for
would
like
think
it being,
so, right?
yes,
Yeah.
right.
You got to tell them the story how you used to wear this one tie.
So we had a dress code.
Right.
This is before the NBA dress code. When I was playing for Zeke at the Knicks, he was like, we're going to be at the forefront of this thing. So we were wearing suits, flying to cities, not after games. Whenever we were on a plane, wherever we were traveling, we had a suit and tie on. I had to meet the quota, so I wore the same tie. Sometimes I had a shoestring holding up my pants, but I was going to meet the quota.
Tell me you still have the tie.
Of course I do.
Do you have the tie?
You see, I don't have a new one.
You should get him to sign it.
Right? Right?
He wouldn't put it all the way up. It'd just be like hanging around his neck like always done.
Yeah. The shoelace can double as a bolo tie, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he walked by me and go, I got a tie.
I got a tie. Can't find it.
I'm glad you brought up those days, Zeke. The two of you go way back.
Absolutely we do. And one of my favorite people ever. And you talking about clutch shots, clutch shooting. You know, everybody talk about shot making at the end of the game when the clock is running out. Jamal Crawford hits those shots to keep you in the game. The most important shots in the game are when you down 6 and you got to cut it to 4. You know, those are the pressure shots. Mm-hmm. When you're trying to stop that team from going on a run before they get to double digits, and you got to stay in the game. Those are the shots that you need. Those are the shots that you need to make. Jamal Crawford and Reggie Miller, the two most clutch shot makers during that period of time that I've ever been around.
Wow.
Also, I don't know what day in NBA history that video was taken, but the two of you look exactly the same.
Look like
sitting next to me now.
Look,
What?
Right?
No, stop.
No, he doesn't age whatsoever.
At all.
At all.
But like when you watch those old highlights, it looks like it was last Tuesday.
And can still dribble the same. I saw some stuff in practice back then.
Yes, he
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Even now, like wearing a suit, he can do the, you know what? Maybe we'll have to do a little bit of that. We're going to be with you, though, until 8 or so o'clock as the reigning champs in Milwaukee host the Charlotte Hornets. Let's, though, start this conversation with the Eastern Conference standings ahead of this 7-game Monday in the NBA. The Heat sitting just a game ahead of the Bulls with a head-to-head matchup, of course, on tonight's slate. Before we look ahead, let's look back. DeMar DeRozan on a tear. But his league record 8 straight games with 35 points on 50% from the field came to an end Saturday at the hands of the Grizzlies. But still, Zeke, he finished with 31.
I mean, you're talking about someone who understands his game and how he plays. And he hasn't given in to the three-point shot. He stayed consistent with his mid-range killing. And what we find in the NBA today, Jamal, is there are not a lot of great mid-range defenders. So therefore, he's found the sweet spot. He's found the most explosive spot on the floor, and he's just doing it.
I love it. It shows me he's not settling, right? He's not giving into the league. He's not conforming. He's saying, no, I can do it this way. I can be highly successful. I can be on one of the best teams in the league, not just the East, in the league, and do it my way. And you know, players, we take things as fuel, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure leaving San Antonio, trying to go to LA, and the rumors were there, and people are like, maybe he's on the other side of the tape. He's like, no, I'm gonna show y'all. And he got re-energized, and he's leading this team. It's been beautiful to watch all season long.
But when we talk title contenders, I want to take a look here at the Bulls' record against the others in the East currently within the playoff picture. They have, Jamal, struggled a bit.
That's what kind of scares me a little bit. I love the energy for the season. I think they've had a successful season. Zach LaVine's been able to grow, kind of as that co-pilot to, DeMar. But the playoffs is where it's going to be interesting because defense is really honed in on you. DeMar's used to that. You know, he's had some successful runs in Toronto, in San Antonio, obviously, and now in Chicago. But who's going to be that third guy to step up? You know, when the defense is really clamped down on the top two guys, who can make things happen? And that's where I see them struggling a little bit as they get further in the playoffs.
Do you see, Zeke, a consistent third option where they may struggle come the 7-game series?
You know, I don't know if Ball and Caruso are going to come back. But if they come back, right? I mean, they are the extra that they need defensively. You know, we always measure teams on the offensive side of the ball in terms of who can score and who can get points. But, you know, when you're talking about winning in the playoffs, is who can stop the other person from scoring. And Ball being added back and Caruso coming back, if they're able to get back, that makes Chicago, to me, you know, a really legit contender to come out of the East if those two can come back. Because when they were healthy and they were all playing well,
yeah, they were rolling.
I mean, they were playing really good basketball.
There's going to be a code that pops up on your screen here because basketball fans, we want to hear from you. Which of these teams is going to finish with the best record in the East? The Heat and Bulls separated by just one game ahead of tonight's matchup in Miami. Guys, what do you think?
I could see the Heat finishing second, but I could see them having more success in the playoffs. I think they're built for the playoffs. I think having Lowry, having Jimmy Butler, having Bam, having that toughness, that mental toughness and grit with Pat Riley and Spo over there, I think they're built to make a long, successful run, especially when as games get tight. You have Lowry and Jimmy Butler who can make big shots when you really need them.
How concerned, then, do you think they are with securing the 1 seed, if that could be the case?
I think what Pat and those guys are doing and Spo and what they're doing, they're building them either way. If we finish 1-2, we'll have home court the first round. We're going to have to win on the road to win where we want to go anyway, so we're built for it.
What do you think?
I'm going to go with the Sixers, and the reason why...
It's not one of the two options. No, there's 4 options.
Yeah,
okay.
And that other for me is going to be...
Oh, okay.
I
was misinformed as to what the question was going to be. I did not by any means mean to step on your toes here.
See, here's where we are good partners at. See, I was going to let you cheat off my test, but you just told the teacher, like...
Right, but then sometimes, like, remember that time that me and you and Candace were...
We were just going to play it off.
And the game was, like, in Boston, and you said it was... See,
we were just going to let that ride. You know, I was going to give you the answers to the test, and wasn't nobody even going to pick it up. But
you just, in the past, haven't proven to be a student I wanted to cheat off of, so I didn't know for sure.
Hey, let it go, Zeke. Ain't no topping that one. Ain't no comeback on that one. That was a good one.
All right, so the Sixers then. Okay, that is one of your 4 options.
So yeah, I'm going to ride with the Sixers. You know, they got Embiid and Harden, you know, and I passed the test, or, you know, it may not work.
Right.
We'll see, right? But when we're talking about the Heat, they have quite a week ahead. Look at this, guys. They're starting with this matchup against the Bulls, but then next up, the reigning champion Bucks in Milwaukee, and we were there last July. Zeke, it's a tough place to play.
I mean, we watched in my opinion, one of the greatest championship performances that Giannis put on that night in the closeout game, where he had, was it 50 or 51? Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I said to Kristen, I said, it just looks like right now he's playing with like 8th graders on the floor. I mean, he was so big and so dominant. And if he can stay at that level or get back to that kind of level in the playoffs, he's going to be very difficult to guard. But I worry about, you know, they're missing Lopez. And Lopez was a guy, and Tucker, those two, they gave him toughness, they gave him rebounding, and they gave him size.
Yeah.
Those two not next to Giannis, they're a pretty small team.
Because when you've got to lock down a guy like Bam Adebayo come playoff time, Saturday against the Spurs, he dropped 36, including 26 of them in the second half alone. But I want to ask you about Tyler Hero, because
6 man of the year, Tyler Hero.
Okay, you're the authority on the subject. That's why I bring it up.
I believe so. I think he set the tone coming into the season. He said he was one of the better guards.
Franchise record 46-point performance against the Bulls. He broke Mike Miller's previous record, as you can see, by just 1 point that was set back in 2007 against the Warriors. So Ja has now dropped at least 20 in 16 straight games. That's the 3rd longest active streak in the NBA. Here's more from his record-breaking night.
Just an unbelievable, dominant effort from probably the most exciting guy in the NBA this year.
What a finish by Ja Morant. It looked like he had nowhere to go and flipped it high off the window. Tough pass out to Morant for a wide-open 3. Ja Morant's got 9 in the quarter, and Memphis leads by 11 in the first.
Shot clock at 12. Morant, a step out 3, it's through. Ja Morant, 2 for 2 from the long line. 16 for Morant.
3. Oh, Ja Morant! That was is impressive.
With a 360 layup. He was phenomenal tonight, all game, especially in that third quarter. He had a huge boost, and he closed out the game for us.
Blocked by Jaren Jackson on the runner. Rebound grab by Morant. Morant with Zaire Williams on his left. Drives to the rim, elevates and lays it down into the bucket. Lob for Zaire Williams, who can connect. He throws it home with two hands. The Grizzlies get the rebound on one end, push the tempo the other way, and Zaire Williams finishes with two hands above the rim.
I was impressed. Getting to that line 15 times, knocking down threes. He's putting a lot of pressure on the defense.
Morant to Jones to Jones.
To Morant, highlight real time. Morant elevates and throws it down.
Did you see something in that third that opened up for you?
Yeah, I seen the Michael Jordan video that they played in the timeout. That got me going.
Trying to cover on Morant. Forcing into a difficult shot, and he put it in. He's got 40 tonight.
But Ja Morant in the clutch. A regular season career high, 46 for Ja Morant.
Now here's the Western Conference standings ahead of this 7-game Monday in the NBA. The Suns still leading the league with 49 wins, 6 ahead of the Warriors. And the Grizz sitting third, a game and a half behind them. How impressed are you, though, Jamal, by Ja, not just this season, but even this weekend?
He's just unbelievable. He's must-see TV. The thing I love most about him is he doesn't play with an agenda. You know, he plays the point guard position the way it's supposed to be played. And he's a basketball savant. You know, you look at that freakish athleticism, but his IQ is on another level. I love how he accepts responsibility. I remember we were in the bubble, and people were, had complaints about this or that. He said, I have a bed, I have a basketball court, I have my teammates, I'm good. And that told me about what he was on his mind and, his thought process. And I have a ton of respect for him, a ton of respect for John.
I have been told there are 3 options to choose from with this poll question, Zeke. So I'll start with you. Which young point guard would you rather have? And basketball fans, you can scan that QR code on your screen because we want to know what you had to say as well. Ja, LaMelo Ball, or Trae Young?
So to be honest with you, I can't pick either one. And the reason why is because it all depends on what type of team you're trying to build.
Yeah.
Because the 3 of them have their own different kind of styles. They're not like anybody else when you talk about Ball. I mean, he's a pass-first distributor. You talk about Trae, he can get you points and assists. You talk about Ja, he can give you the whoa in the points and assists. So it all depends on what type of team that you're trying to build. So I would say with either one of these guys, you can't go wrong. Then you start building from there.
I am cheating off your test because that's what I was going to say. They all are special in their own way.
So 4th option, D, all of the above.
Oh, I like that.
I like
that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
See?
It's just the point guard position is in such a great place right now in the NBA. And you see these young guys coming up, and you believe that they're all looking at each other, too. Oh, Ja did that last night. Okay, LaMelo's doing that. Oh, Trae's doing that. And it's that game within the game. It's the spirit of competition, the healthy competition. And I love to see where they'll all be in the next 3-4 years as well. So I'm going with letter D as well.
I
Cheat
like
off your test.
that. All right.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here long enough to know.
That's okay. I mean, normally it's Candace sitting here,
right?
And I'm really the bad student.
Yes, we show up well prepared.
Right.
And, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and I just come and I go, hey, what's the answer to
that one, right?
Yeah.
Right, but
and
again,
then,
the most prolific 6th man coming off the bench for Candace. You should have known he was going to show up prepared.
Hey, hey, I am good riding on the bus. I don't have to be the bus driver.
I'm just trying to keep it warm for the start to get back. So,
I don't have to be the bus driver.
Before we move on from Ja, though, since you know the position so well, how far can he lead his team come the postseason?
I said this earlier in the year. I said, don't be surprised if Memphis comes out of the West. And the reason why is because they have the defensive mentality. They have the star player now who's going to get calls at the end of the game. They have the playmaker who can make plays for others. And not only that, they're not afraid of anybody. They're not afraid. When you say Golden State and Phoenix are the best 2 teams in the West right now,